Welcome back to Tiny T Gaming, and this is Bellwright episode 2. So just straight away, taking off from where we finished on the last episode, putting the finishing touches to the camp with the workbench, checking the requirements for the first thing I'd like to research, but don't have any followers yet. So once I've finished here, I will then move up to Herndine once I'm ready, and then do the first quest, which is getting the trapper to join you. Now, the first trapper does have good enough stats that they can follow you for quite a while, as their strength max is 401, so they're not a beggar being the lowest companion level you can get. They're alright for the start. I know a lot of players say that to refund them, get rid of them after you've had your use out of them, and you get your renown refund. But the way I play, I tend to just keep them as a unskilled worker effectively, and then not use them for when I'm mustering the militia. But so now just getting rid of, checking through. I'm basically building the first follower's house tent. The house tent can house 2 people, and it's just getting ahead because you have to wait a night cycle before you can then go carry on the quest. So this is perfect time to get ahead of the game and get into it, because as I said in the previous episode, this game massively uses real time for upgrading skills and getting ahead basically. So it's good to just use the time wisely to craft and build where you can. Now, I know a lot of players as well, after they're out of the beginning of the game, they don't tend to farm or craft, but these are NPCs and they are limited in how well they prioritize tasks. So sometimes I would recommend just getting amongst it and doing the task, crafting whatever it need be, so that you can get ahead. Because as you see out here, I'm collecting flax to build a housing tent. I could wait till I've got a companion to do it, but it's just a waste of game time, especially when you are constrained and you can't progress that main quest until you've gone and spent the night in your little cozy house tent, as it's called, I think, and then it can continue. So the pull on your own free time is quite big in this game, which isn't a problem if you like a challenge, because it is thoroughly enjoyable. But there are points where you might need to go AFK for quite a bit, because you're simply waiting for your followers to build something and you don't want to click 1,000 times on a structure, which, as you'll see as the game progresses, I have to do a lot. But it's good. So here I am making the housing tent for my future first companions or followers for my settlement, and then just going to go through. I will build more in time. It's always good to have them built before your new companions join you, because it's a morale hit. I'm not sure how bad it is, but it's a morale hit straight away when you recruit people and they are homeless, and you don't want their morale to be low. So same as injuries, I believe morale can, if it gets bad enough, damage their stats. So when their stats are affected, they can no longer wear higher tier gear or use higher tier weapons, which on a realistic side of things, morale not so much, but injuries, etc. So if you had broken a leg, you wouldn't be expected to be able to wear a full set of chainmail armor or something. So I do see the realism in that, and it is quite good. It's good to try and when they make these things as realistic as possible. It makes it more enjoyable. I do find though that when games are too realistic, it takes the fun out of it completely. So it is a good balance, and I do think Bellwright has that balance. I always think that if these small developers can make games like this, why is it that the AAA studios can't do so well? Like, they won't invest in games that are in this genre so much, or not to this same quality. I mean, you tend to find all these games are early access, made by small studios, and they come out and slowly get better, or unfortunately, I'm sure, as a lot of you have seen, a lot of them get forgotten, and it's so frustrating when you get a game with a good basis or a good foundation, then it's just like a cash grab, and the developers will make so much so that they can put it onto early access on Steam, and then they just stop, so they quickly scoop up what cash they can get. And that is awful when that happens, because yeah, you might have only paid £5 or your equivalent in your own country, but it's your hard-earned money, and it's such a shame. So it is quite nice that Bellwright is not that, and Bellwright is doing really well. I mean, at the time of playing this is 2.0, I think, or it might be a more updated version now. I haven't checked recently, but it is quite smooth, and I've had very little issues with the running of this. Now I am running this on a gaming laptop, not a stack, but I do have an MSI, so it does run smoothly. The games that I tend to play run smoothly on it, so it's quite good. Not sure what settings I'm playing on, but the visuals are quite good. I think you'd agree. Yeah, the red dots you see on the mini-map there, those will be wildlife like boars, wolves. There are deer. They're not classed as hostiles because they run from you, they don't attack you, but all boars and wolves, when you come within a certain radius of them, or within the vicinity of them, they will assault you. So they're not strong. It's not hard to kill them. Kill them with just a regular axe, the first axe you can craft, which you make out of stone and wood. So the standard stone axe does the job quite well, especially for low tier enemies as well. They nearly got stuck in the housing tent, but the game is quite good that it's very rare that you do get stuck. So yeah, I've just jumped it because you don't want to see me running across half the map, as I made my settlement further down from Herndon, as some might think is normal. Just this was to allow for growth. So I've just spoken to the elder, picked up another quest line. Now I'm just going through that. You tend to do a lot of this at the start of the game. A lot of running around, find someone, do these little meaningless quests, and then it gets you that little bit of renown or reputation. Now, in this playthrough, I am trying to do it whilst doing the least amount of quests, just because they don't excite me at all, and having done a lot of them already, it's going and finding or collecting 2 pelts or killing 2 wolves. It is boring, I understand, in the early game. It helps, especially if you're new to this sort of game, but if you've played games like this before, those initial missions are so mind-numbing. So that's why, as you can see, I've tried getting ahead with the whole going out, getting housing done, stuff like that. So now I'm going to pick up my first companion. They'll already have a house. I've got workbench and the campfire in place already, so they can more slot in and start chipping away at the jobs that will arise. So a lot of this game can be just a running montage, which, yeah, running simulator is always great in these modern games. But it's good. You can't harvest resources within a vicinity of these settlements at this point either. I'm not sure if when you get further on in the game you can. I haven't got that far with that, but just talk to him. He joins you. He is a good start, as I mentioned previously. So yeah, I'm just going to recruit him and then take him back to my settlement, get him working, all that good stuff. So yeah, that is my second episode. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and a subscribe. Let me know what you like, and I will see you in the next one.